Saggies. Hello, hello, you guys. Welcome back, Sagittarians. I am honored and delighted you popped by again. Let's see where the storyline takes us, shall we? Sorry, guys, you're seeing Garden Kate today. It's my day off, so I am outside today. Hold on. Breaking illusions. So technically a bunch of cards came out, but only one landed on the floor. The other ones, it was like 15 cards and they were all face down. So I'm only taking the one that landed on the floor. This is really nice. Somebody's taken off their mask. We've got, and I got to say, this is somebody who's no longer holding themselves back. Somebody is realizing how powerful they really are. Somebody is, what they were looking at in the mirror was an illusion. Ooh. In what way? Somebody's an emperor and they didn't really identify themselves as that until now. Two of Swords, Emperor. There's the two faces they used to wear, and now they are totally uniting. Somebody is saying, you know what? I wasn't this or that. I am all of that combined. I am an emperor. I am someone who, I almost feel like someone didn't realize. This could be one of those situations where it's like somebody was always under the impression that like, oh, well, I work for other people. And then they're like, wait a second, I've been an independent contractor my whole life. I may get paid through another party for my services, but technically I'm my own business owner if I'm an independent contractor. So why do I always say that I work for so-and-so? I'm an independent contractor. I work for me and I choose to contract with someone. I think that that's what this is. Somebody's breaking away from that mindset that someone else kind of calls the shots in my life. I'm the baller. I'm the shot caller. That's me. Who's behind the curtain? I am. Who gets the job done? I do. Who makes the choices? I do. I like this. This is like, I don't know why, even though there's an owl there, I want to like do a lion's roar or something. It's like, there's not that that's a lion, but there's something about like a purring rumble or something. Like they got themselves. They understand their strength now. They understand judgment. They have shed their old skin. I feel like this is more about, you notice how the serpent is like totally shining. There's this corona of light, behind it. And it's like someone is saying, wait a minute, this is me, baby. This is me. And I'm all this, and I'm also all of that. But I've basically melted or blended the two parts of who I am, what I do, into this one shining, powerful version of myself. I see myself differently now. I have reconciled with me, everything I have been, everything I am today. Now, this can also talk about someone who is saying, holy smokes, why was I acting like I don't have the power to go get what I want? Of course I do. And if it's Sag that I want, I'm coming in strong. I'm coming in like a freaking emperor. I'm coming in to say, this is like somebody, not saying somebody has permission to do exactly this, but it's like, kiss me, you fool. Like, why did I not say this to you before? Like, why did I hold back? Why was I under the impression I couldn't tell you how I really felt, that I really want things back together? Why could I not tell you that before? Because I didn't have the courage until now. I didn't see myself properly. So how could I like walk straight up to you and say what I really mean? I couldn't until today, but now I am who I needed to be all along. And I know that about myself. I know who I am now. This is only possible. If this is about a reconciliation, it is only possible because someone sees themselves in a totally different light now. It's like someone didn't realize the choice was always in their own hands. They always were the only one who could walk up and make this thing happen. And they're just now arriving to that same conclusion. Now, if this is not someone who's coming to this conclusion and now showing up for the Sag, it's the Sag showing up for themselves in this energy. But what I want to know is, what are they headed toward? Ace of Swords in the reverse. I don't want this to be cut off. I don't want this to be something that, it's like there may still be a lack of awareness of where do we go from here, because these are datura and they are night blooming flowers. These are also poisonous, but in the reverse, it's like, I don't want any toxic words spoken Maybe this person was guilty of that in the past. Maybe they were frustrated that they didn't feel powerful enough to come get their Sag. And they're like, I can't believe I kept acting like I could walk away from you, or acting like I could cut you off. I can't cut you off. Why didn't I realize that the power was always within me to be able to be with you? Why did I think I was powerless? Why did they? Why did they? Tell me why we have the breaking illusions. I really feel King of Swords. They hadn't either, gotten to that place in their logical mind, or maybe they had somebody else who was always putting them down, or they were always comparing themselves to somebody else and always coming up short. But the King of Swords in the upright should be a wonderful character. This isn't normally somebody that would be some toxic beast who's, like belittling someone. But you do notice that we've got two powerful male archetypes here, both represented by the owls. Maybe this is something along the lines of like a father and son. Maybe there were father and son issues. Maybe this person was still somehow under the, sometimes it's really hard for us to grow up and be our own people no matter what. Like, okay, here, I'll use this as an example because this is kind of a funny one. My mom is the most wonderful mother ever, right? And she is super nurturing, and she keeps us super accountable, but she's also a total mom. She nurtures everything: chickens, cats, house plants, people, she'll anything living she tends to. And she also will reteach me things that she taught me to do when I was like 12. And so there will never be a time when I'm like washing dishes in my own house as a 41-year-old woman where she won't step into the kitchen and be like, well, you should do it this way. And I always turn to her and I say, I know, I was trained by the best. But it's just cute because no matter what, just because she trained me a certain way doesn't mean I do it her way, because I'm not her, right? But it doesn't mean I wasn't trained by the best. And I always say it that way, kind of tongue in cheek, because I'm like, I know, Mama, you taught me well. And either I'm going to do it her way or I'm not going to. But the point is, which by the way, I don't, I do things a different way than she does, which is always why she comes in to retrain me. But it doesn't stick because I'm my own person. So that's a simple, silly thing to explain. But there could have been something like this between maybe a father and son. There could have been someone who still hadn't realized that they don't need a father's permission, or they don't need to live under the shadow of would my father approve. And this father may be present or not even present, because this can talk about those that have departed as well. But still, the memory of I'm not as good as my father, or would my father approve, could have made it really hard for this person to step out of their shadow and be themselves, or speak up for themselves. They might have gotten really tangled up in their head, always second guessing themselves. Heck, maybe they actually had an oppressive father. Like I've described my mom. My mom is hilarious and adorable, not oppressive, but I'm fortunate, right? I'm fortunate that I know she's just being herself. She's this wonderful mama, but I don't have to do it like she said. But sometimes that's not the energy that was transmitted to us. What if I had a parent that was like, if you don't do it my exact way, then I'm going to look down at you and blah, blah, blah. My mom doesn't act like that, right? But what if in this storyline, that was a dynamic that would be very different, especially if somebody went through a lifetime of that. So I feel like it makes sense that this person had just now reached a point where they understand, well, again, I'll use myself. They don't have to wash the dishes the way their dad told them to. They can wash dishes however they want. They don't have to ask permission to love who they love. They don't have to ask anyone permission to make choices for themselves. They are already an autonomous being who has great ideas. They don't need anyone to approve or put their, it's like asking maybe a parental figure or maybe a boss, like, do I have permission to simply live my own life? They didn't realize they already have permission to do that. We all do. So we don't have to kowtow to everyone else. This is the breaking the illusion. Someone didn't realize they are an emperor in their own right. I feel like we're talking about divine masculine energy. Again, could be a man, could be a woman, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. Somebody got to the point where they're not seeking approval anymore. And they have changed. They have shed that skin, and they are now an emperor, which they always were, right? They always were. What if I still insisted that, oh yes, the only way I can do anything is if my mom approves of how I wash dishes. Yeah, no, that's not how that goes. Not in our household. And we just laugh about it. But that's not the way this character maybe was lucky enough to have that comfort zone, We do still have a hanged man here. There is a delay. There is looking at things through a different set of eyes. Why is the delay here? Because somebody is now sure of what they want, right? Oh, the delay is not on their side necessarily. We have an Ace of Pentacles. This is the new beginning. This person they're gathering themselves. They're asking, is this the right time? Universe, I feel like I'm ready to do this. Have I looked at things? Have I asked myself? Because now this person is going to be in the habit of asking themselves the question, do I want this truthfully? Am I wanting to go this direction? Is this good for me? Not will my father approve, or will someone approve, or will the boss always approve? I mean, obviously, if we work for somebody, we do have to do it according to the specs that they need, right? Otherwise, we don't just come into somebody else's business and tell them how, well, I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, no, that doesn't work that way. But this is more like somebody's not asking for permission anymore about personal choices. They're only pausing for a moment to either check in with themselves, or they're pausing for a moment because they don't know what the answer is going to be from someone else. Just because they're now taking action that they want doesn't mean that they will necessarily get the results that they want. It only means that they're advocating for themselves properly now. I like that, though. They're advocating for themselves. That's wonderful. Instead of feeling like I got to wait for somebody else to tell me it's okay to want what I want. 5 of Cups in the reverse. This is awesome. Somebody is absolutely, they're not going to miss out on opportunities and feel sad that they missed things because they thought they couldn't go after them. That's the major change here. Somebody is not going to be feeling like I didn't have that in my life and I regret it so much, but I didn't know if I could. Now they're going to go after it. And if they still don't get it, oh, well, that's life. We've got a Knight of Cups in the reverse. Someone is going after something. They're putting aside regrets over not having given a love offer before. We have a 6 of Cups in the reverse to a soulmate. Okay. This is starting to look like a reunion story, or certainly a story of, maybe I missed out on some of my like fun time and childhood energy. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Wow. So we have a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. This, I've talked about it, like maybe someone had a difficult relationship, like with a parental figure, like a male. Maybe it was a mother and a father that was a tough relationship energy. Maybe they got really swayed by what they could or couldn't have based off of, will I make a family member happy? We got a whole family of owls here, and this person is breaking away to do what they want, because I think that they don't want to have regrets that they didn't go after a soulmate. Could have been a water sign that they were really in love with, or simply as they didn't ever give their emotion where they really wanted to, because they were always afraid of disappointing, or they dealt with someone who was always, yakking at them, telling them what they, I'm going to be upset with you if you do this. I feel like they needed to ask permission from like a father figure. And then they also were always at risk of hearing somebody squawking in their ear about what they didn't like. Sorry, I know that doesn't sound super friendly and light, but if that's where they're like, I don't want to have any more disappointments. Empress in the reverse. This person is having a new beginning. They may be breaking away from, maybe this whole thing has been actually more so about an oppressive mother figure. I've been talking about it like it was like father and son, just because I saw 2 divine masculine energies, but that could have all been one person's transformation about breaking away from a really oppressive divine feminine energy in their life. Yes, could have been a mother figure, someone who almost like looked at them like, well, you have to do what I want you to, even in your own love life, which that definitely is no parent's business, right? This is no boundaries here. Somebody would be peevish, irritable, rude, even somebody very clingy, very demanding. And if that's what they're doing, I'm starting a new life. I don't want to keep failing to give to a connection because someone else is clinging and controlling my entire life. That's what this looks like to me. Let's get just one more. This is what the Ace of Pentacles is about. This is the new life that this person is living. They are really seeing that it is up to them to choose what it is that they want. We have a 10 of Wands, and we got the Chariot in the reverse. Wow, this person is seeing where they were so bogged down before, where all those burdens that they had to drop because That's why they hadn't moved forward in things in their life now. This is what all the change is. They're moving forward for sure. But first they had to acknowledge so they don't repeat those mistakes. And they really had to let go of the frustration that they've had about maybe time lost, time wasted, where they hadn't lived for themselves yet. This is somebody who's really getting their, I would say they're setting their course. They're setting their compass. Let me get just one more out of a different deck here for our final message. Yeah, I guess we'll go with this deck. That's our final message here. Ooh, too many. Sorry, but just so you see, if I get that many cards, I'm just not taking all that many. That's just too much. One or two maybe, but not that many. We've got a Queen of Wands. Somebody's coming straight forward toward the Sag, huh? Is that the final thing? Or is this a Sag standing in their own personal power saying, never again shall I be under someone else's shadow and, do their bidding because it's too tedious to try to advocate for myself. Why do I feel like I have to advocate for myself? Why don't I just do what I do? Or this is someone who is saying, why don't I just go directly toward the Sag? Because that's who I want, and I don't need to please everybody else. This person has set their course, and their course is headed straight for that kind of, either that individual, which in this case would be the Sag, the Queen of Wands, someone who they view as sexy, alluring, self-possessed. They don't let their life be run by anybody else. And they're like, that's who I want to be with. Or it's the Sag saying, wait 1 minute. I am all that in a bag of chips, always have been. I feel like this is someone coming toward the Sag, somebody who now feels like an emperor who's coming straight in. Doesn't have to be masculine, but we do have like that powerful action taking. So that's where the divine masculine energy comes in. Anyway, I like the action taking. Someone just now realizes that they have always been capable of making their own choices and deserving of making their own choices, but they're just now ready to go make it happen. So, all right, you guys, take care. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you so much for giving this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these stories. It's the only way I can continue to have my free channel is if you guys support me in those free ways. So please do hit the thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it means the world to me. Thank you guys again. Take care. Bye-bye.